It's interesting. I think the coming at this from, I suppose, from a salesperson's perspective, I think there's a couple of, I know I sent some stuff over to you, Corinne. I'm actually probably going to tweak one of my answers a slight bit. We've kind of alluded on the keeping emails short and concise. It's not really a top tip. It's just it's something. But I think one of the things to remember is white space is your friend in an email. We have this inherent trait as people to write more than we need to. So really be hypercritical on your content. Remove the fluff, the buzzwords, the cliches, the adverbs, things that don't add anything, and keep it as simple as possible. Short sentences, short paragraphs using simple language. Write like you're a 10-year-old is probably my best advice, because they're the things that will give it reduces the reading time and then increases your chances of getting a response. Excuse me. The other piece requires, I think, from a salesperson, a little bit more time to be invested in your prep, and probably a little bit more in terms of how you craft your emails, but be hyper focused in your sales campaigns. Don't bucket your CMO with your head of marketing. Don't bucket your CFO and your CEO. Be very, very specific about who you're reaching out to, because then actually you can, I don't want to say templates, because templates, maybe you can use the exact same frameworks to minimize the amount of effort you have to take to personalize each element, because actually the personalization is already done in the targeting for your ICP bucket. So investing that bit of time up front usually reaps rewards, because it saves you time in sending the emails and actually increase the level of personalization within the email for that respondent. And the final one is a golden rule that I think I try to kind of operate by, both from a cold calling, a cold sales perspective. Practice is constant. Perfection is impossible. You've got to keep A/B testing, keep testing things, look what's working, leverage the data to understand, okay, this bit worked, this bit didn't. But within that, don't test too much at once. If you change your entire email between your A and B test, you have no idea which piece of that or which change within that email has actually triggered the difference. So you don't know where the success is. So start with changing the pain points, then change the content, then change the hooks, then change the call to action, change the subject line, one thing at a time until you understand what is resonating. But then also keep an eye on that data, because as soon as those figures start to drop, you need to start again, and you really need to start picking and continually looking at evolving that. And I think a bonus tip, just to touch on Casper's piece about frameworks, I use a really simple one when writing an email. Personalization, problem, credibility, close. You're looking at doing that in less than 50 words is very easy, and I've got an example that I'll share later on, which I've lifted from someone who's much more knowledgeable in this area than me and has tried and tested a lot of different things. So I'll share that with everyone later on in the call as well.